For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Quick-thinking California teens rescue surfer after ocean injury. Written by Heather Riggleman, read by Julie Provost. Quick-thinking California teens rescue a surfer after an ocean injury. The morning sun shimmered across the Pacific, soft and golden, as Scott Muir paddled out into the surf of Oceanside, California. It was meant to be a peaceful morning, just Scott, his board, and rhythm of the sea. But in a single heartbeat, everything changed. The wave threw me over, hit me on the head on the sand, and I just felt a crunch, Scott said later from his hospital bed. 3 waves passed over him as he lay face down in the water, his body limp and unresponsive. I was pretty sure it was getting really close, he said quietly. Scott had no way of knowing that help was already on the way, and that God had woven together a story of miracles, one small smile at a time. A few yards away, 19-year-old Judah Ellie and his friend Thomas Alspa were out enjoying the same waves. Earlier that day, Judah had nearly collided with Scott's surfing buddy Dan in the water. It could have gone badly, tempers flaring the way that sometimes do when the surf gets crowded, but instead Dan smiled. Dan could have probably reacted differently, Scott said later, but he reacted with a smile, and from that moment, our vibe in the water, everything changed. The one act of friendliness shifted the current of the day. Strangers became friends. The four began cheering one another on as they caught waves, laughter, and encouragement floating across the water. No one could have guessed that in just moments, these new bonds would save a life. When Scott went under, Judah noticed something wasn't right. I was trying to find him, to hype him up because it was such a sweet wave, Judah recalled. And I just see his board pop up, and I'm like, where is this dude? Without hesitation, Judah dove in. He reached into the water, grabbed Scott by the arms, and flipped him over, holding his head above the surface. I saw Judah, fully pull him out of the water, Thomas said. I was like, no way. God was there in the ocean, in the quick reflexes, in the courage, and in the kind hearts of those two young men. It wasn't luck, it was a divine timing. Scott was rushed to the hospital, and though paralyzed, he soon regained some movement. I have arm mobility. I can move my left leg, he said. For a man who thought he might never breathe again, each small movement was a miracle. Later, Judah and Thomas came to visit Scott in the hospital. Their eyes met, and in that moment, the reality of it all sank in. To be able to look them both in the eye and say, you are the reason I get to see my wife again. You are the reason I get to see my daughter and my son, Scott said. I didn't think I'd ever have that chance. What began as a smile between strangers in the waves had turned into a friendship, one marked by courage, compassion, and God's quiet hand moving through it all. I'm thankful for people that, give out those smiles and receive those smiles, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, Scott said. And maybe that's the message in this story, that God still moves through simple kindness, through the small gestures that ripple out in ways we can't predict. Sometimes he parts seas, sometimes he calms storms, and sometimes he uses a smile between strangers to pull someone back to life. Ephesians 4:32, and be you kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, has forgiven you.
One of the most important and sometimes uncomfortable questions church leaders ask is, am I being paid fairly? Or maybe it's, are we paying our team fairly? Church Salary just released a new digital tool designed to help ministry leaders answer this very question. Within minutes, you can get a clean, high-level look at fair pay for your specific role with their free salary report preview. Yep, I said free. Here's how it works. You enter your role, your church size, your location, even your years of experience, and Church Salary instantly generates a ministry-specific salary report preview just for you. And the best part, every report is based on real data from churches and employees across the country, something no other generic salary calculator is built on. So if you ever wondered what fair pay looks like in ministry, visit churchsalary.com/report to get your free preview report today. That's churchsalary.com/report.
Joy is one of the best feelings in the world. Joy is when your mom makes your favorite dinner. Joy is a big hug before getting tucked in at night. Joy is when you give something away to help someone else. Every dollar you give to the Salvation Army today brings joy to someone in need. You help families eat well, sleep better, put presents under the tree, and more. And then you'll feel the joy come right back to you.
Hey, Greg Laurie here. Welcome to my podcast. I have a very special guest, Joel Rosenberg. Levi, thanks for being on my podcast. Thank you for making time for me.
Hollywood's not the hope of the world. The local church is the hope of the world. And I've always felt like it's my job to set a volleyball that can be spiked at the local level.
If God can reach Michael Franzese, who can God not reach?
Now streaming on Salem Podcast Network and Salem News Channel.
North Carolina couple wins the lottery and can finally go on their honeymoon after 31 years. Written by Heather Riggleman, read by Julie Provost. A North Carolina couple wins the lottery and can finally go on their honeymoon after 31 years. Love has a funny way of measuring wealth, not in dollars, but in devotion. For Cheryl and Mark Bott, 31 years of marriage has been rich in all the ways that matter most. Their honeymoon never happened, not because they didn't dream of it, but because life, those ordinary, holy, everyday needs came first. Bills, babies, broken down cars, a leaky roof, and still, through every season, they built a life that whispered love louder than any ocean waves could ever. For them, love was always enough. Then one ordinary day in a Raleigh grocery store, she bought a $50 scratch-off ticket, the kind most of us pass by on the way to the milk and the bread. She tucked it into her purse, never expecting much, but later, in the hum of her kitchen, she scratched away the silver dust and froze. I had to put my glasses on to make sure I was seeing it right, Cheryl said. I was shaking for the rest of the day. Mark didn't believe her at first. 31 years teaches you to laugh before you leap. But when she snapped the picture and held it up to him, all he could do was shake his head and smile. They could have used the money for a dozen things. A new car, an upgraded kitchen, another just-in-case fund. But Cheryl's heart went back to the one dream they'd tucked away all those years ago. I'm going to take a vacation with my husband that will finally be our honeymoon, she said, her voice soft with wonder. I haven't decided where yet. Maybe it'll be the mountains, where the air smells like pine and promise. Or maybe the sea, where time slows and hearts remember. But wherever they go, Cheryl knows it won't be the view that makes it sacred. It'll be the man walking beside her. Because some honeymoons happen when you're young and full of plans. Others happen after you lived enough to know that love really costs and how priceless it is. Proverbs 3:3. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.